Well, hello, everyone. This is Steve Draper. I'm here in Bellevue, Nebraska, and this is my first Shopsmith Mark IV 7520 live stream. This is the first time I've ever done one of these, so I hope you'll bear with me. If you have any questions, please post them on the chat, and I'll ask them right here in this live stream. My intention going forward is to have these on a fairly regular basis. I don't know what that means for how regular we'll be doing it. But in any case, put your questions or your comments right here in the chat, and I'll answer them right while we're doing it. So today, what I thought I'd do for our first live stream is talk about a couple of things. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about me, who I am, why I started this channel, what the channel really is going to be doing going forward. Also going to go through my channel playlist to show you how to get the best use out of it. So first, a little bit about me. I've been using Shopsmith machines ever since 1981. I started out on a Mark V. I upgraded later to the 520 and then to the Mark VII. I currently have a Mark VII and a Mark IV, both machines, and I love both of them. So I have a wife, Dottie, and we have 5 sons. I live in Bellevue, Nebraska. My background is I got an undergraduate degree in music education. I got my master's degree in management information systems. I served in the military, and I've been either doing teaching or sales most of my life. So I've taught in the high school, I've taught in the colleges, and so that's really my background. Now, as far as this channel goes, some of you may ask, well, why another Shopsmith channel? And that's a real good question. And so when I went to look at this, I went and looked at all the Facebook groups that are out there, and I looked at all the YouTube channels that were out there. And for the most part, every one of those channels really tried to cover every machine that Shopsmith ever made, and also wanted to do everything in the world, rebuilding them, maintenance, doing adjustments on them, making projects on them. And so if a person wanted to find something just about the current machines that are on the 520 system, they had to search through everything. So I decided to have this channel dedicated specifically to all of the machines that are on the current 520 system. I'm going to share my screen here with you so I can show a few things to you. And I'm going to share see if I can share my entire screen with you, if that'll let me do that. Well, let's start on, let's see this one here. Let's see if I can do this one also. Nope. We'll start with this one. And let's see which one that is we're doing. I don't think that's the one I wanted to do. Okay. Well, let's go over here to, let's see, I've got, okay, this is the one I want to share right here. So let's try sharing that one there. Window. Well, I can't find that one run, so I'm going to skip over to going through my channel itself. So if you notice when you come onto the channel itself, it usually, let's see here. Yeah, when you go to the home screen on my channel, it always pops up with this one first. And so you can notice here we've got a home tab, a videos, a live, a playlists, and a community tab on here. So if you go onto the community tab, which I'm going to do here, you'll see, and these are going to be in order from the recent one going backwards in time. So these will be posts that are going to have a short message on them with an attached image, is what you'll see there. So here, this one, you see a picture of me. Here, down here, this is the front page of the new self-study course. And then here on this one, I talk about the stainless steel measuring that's available on the current system. And let's see. Here I talk a bit about something that's in the self-study course. So these type ones are not videos. They're just posts that I put in periodically. So if you're subscribed, you should get notified anytime there are new postings on here. So on the playlists, that's really where the real power of using this channel is. So you'll see on here, each one of the playlists have a different topic. And so there is an actual playlist for all of these live sessions. So all the live sessions that happen will be under the live playlist if you want to go back and look at some of the live sessions. If you look at on the annual maintenance, that's just got some videos under the annual maintenance. Then there's 10-hour maintenance. I'll be adding a playlist for 25-hour maintenance. Then there's just various topics in here where you'll see videos under those. Then all of the lessons in the self-study course, you'll find under the specific lesson for that one. So for example, this one here, which is lesson 10, jigs and fixtures. If I click here, view the full playlist, then it shows you here the 7 videos that go with lesson 10 for the self-study course. Now, I'll mention to you that on the self-study course, it's designed so that you really need to have the written manual and the videos both. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to put this over here for a minute. And there's that. Okay. So it's designed so that you really need both. The field testers for this course tested doing the written assignment, written instructions or lessons or instructions only. There was no videos available to them when they went through and did them. And that was done deliberately because the course is designed for someone who has never done woodworking before. And so we wanted those lessons to be so good that they're standalone that you could do them and not depend upon videos to do them. And so you can have the written instructions right in front of you while you're going through step by step doing each of the assignments in the lessons. Then after completing the lesson, then recommend that then you go look at the video to see how I did it. And one thing you'll find is in the videos, it will not have everything that was in the written assignment. And also the written assignment, the videos will also have things that are not in the written assignment also. So they're complementary because each will have things that the other did not. So to really get the full benefit of the course, that's why you need to have the written and the videos. Now, I posted all the videos for anyone to look at, but of course, the written one, people will need to purchase that, and that'll be out on the 1st of April. So going back here to the channel, I'm going to go back here. So here you see there's lesson 10, lesson 9, each of the lessons in the self-study course have their own separate playlist for the videos that are under those. Then there's others that are not part of the self-study course that just are just a topic where there are videos under that topic. And of course, these are all performed on the current 520 system. So I'm going to close out this here, and we're going to change the sharing. See if I can get that other one that I want up here. Let's see here. I can open that window. Okay, so now that's sharing the entire screen is what that's doing right here. So you're seeing my entire screen here on this one. So now I should be able to pull up those other ones now. So here we are, and I'm going to put this on full screen. Okay, so here now in front of you, in fact, I'm going to pause here for a minute. As I said, this is the first time I've done these, so I'm not sure if you folks are seeing this on your screen. So I would appreciate if you're seeing this on the screen, if you would put a comment here in the chat so they know that it's coming through all right, or I could at least know that you're being able to see what I'm trying to have you see. So I haven't seen anybody do anything in the chat yet. Okay, so my growth ring's there. Yep, I see it. Okay, so thank you for the feedback. I needed that. You're the first one to go on the chat. So I appreciate you going on here, and this is the purpose of doing live chats. So I can learn how to do this better, and you can also get to see, and we can talk with each other. So I'm going to go back here. Here we are, back to the. So this picture here that I've got on the screen here is from the 2008 printed catalog Shopsmith had. That's the last printed catalog that Shopsmith put out. That was a full catalog that had everything in it, with all of the accessories and everything that you could order and parts and everything in it. So that's the last printed one. And so that's what you're seeing on the screen here. So I've got a picture here up here. This is the 520 that came out. The 520 first came out in 1999. And when that came out, it did not have the magnetic rule on it. That didn't come on until May of 2004. And so if you have a machine that was made from 2004 on, then you're going to have those magnetic rules on yours. Also, if you upgraded from either a 500 or 510 to the 520 from May of 2004 onward, you'll have that in there also. So so that's there, and so you can see here, this is where you can upgrade. Now you can no longer upgrade to 510. That's not offered anymore. So the only option now is to upgrade from the 510 to the 520 system, or 510 or 500, either one of those up. So this here is a picture from the front page of the Mark 20S model. Now, some of you say, what the heck is a Mark 20S? Okay, it was just a marketing ploy that Shopsmith did. So instead of having to buy everything and get everything that came with it, it was a pared down version of a 520 that just had with it the main table, upper and lower saw guard, and a fixed extension table. And that was what came with the 520S, which of course they just did that just for a few years. I think it came out in 2021 is when that came out. And the Mark IV here, that came out like a couple months before that. And that one was, they called a shorty because it was not as long as the 520, and it came with just a table and I think and an upper and lower saw guard. It's all that the Mark IV came with. Now here is the Mark 7 manual. This particular one, the manual was written back in 2010. It has never been updated since. So this is the only picture I could get from a manual on that particular one. And so that's that. So over here, I thought what I'd do here is I'm putting this up on here. This is part of the preface of the new self-study course. And in there, I talk about, my buying my first machine. And of course, that happened in Biloxi, Mississippi. I was a second lieutenant in the Air Force. I was 30 years old. As I understand, I was probably younger than most people that buy a Shopsmith. I think 35 and up is when most people buy one. But anyway, I saw it at a mall. I loved it. I thought it was wonderful. And at the time, it was about $1,000, which for me was about 6% of our annual income. So putting that perspective, it's really not that much money. And really today, if you look at what the average income is for the average homeowner, okay, the new Mark 7 is still only about 6% of what a homeowner their income would be. So it's still a great buy, just like it was back then. So here I've got some. This is from the self-study course itself. This is a page from self-study course where all three machines are pictured: the Mark 7, the Mark 20S, and the Mark 4 below each other. And of course, there's a picture of me in there. And I want to go up the table of contents on here, but here's the getting the most from this course. And I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. You can read along with me. It says this course should be performed sequentially through each assignment in order. Each assignment assumes that the previous assignments have been performed in order to learn the principles correctly. If you skip around and do only the lessons and assignments you want to do, you will quickly become frustrated and likely quit. Take your time, spending only about 1 hour at a time, and then take a break. Do not rush or hurry. Enjoy each assignment. The order of the lessons has all of the operations first that involve the machine being in a horizontal position, namely table saw, horizontal boring, horizontal routing, disc sanding, and lathe turning. This is followed by the vertical operations, which are drilling, routing, and shaping. Along the way, you will complete several important jigs and fixtures that will become a permanent part of your workshop to help perform precise, repeatable results on your Shopsmith machine. So back to what I said about the order of operations. So for the first 7 lessons, your machine is you don't have to make any changes on the machine putting up into vertical position for those first 7 lessons, which is, I think, the field testers that did this really liked that way of organizing the course. And and then if you notice right here, I've got a video link that goes to the video itself. Now, initially, I'm just going to have a printed edition, but there will be a digital edition. On the digital edition, it'll be a PDF that you'll not be able to print it, but you will have a link that if you click on it, it's like this one here. If I click on this, this will should go there. Not behaving today. I think, well, let's try this again. Maybe I got to do this not full screen. Let's see here. Well, maybe it won't do it while I'm doing this live session. I think that's what it is, because YouTube is open to do this live session, and but I've tried this before and it works just fine. So in the digital edition, it'll go straight to the video. Oh, I know why, because this is an example. This is just an example. All right, now I see that. Okay, so let's go down. Let's go to a real one here then. So there's a getting ready section here where I talk about what kind of measuring things you need to do the course. The ones that I recommend, the ones that I use, but you can do whatever ones that you want. Um, then let's see. So this is lesson 1 on the table saw. Before I do that, I want to go back to the table of contents so you can get an overview of what's in the course. So here, this is the table of contents. As you can see, I want to put this on full screen here now. So lesson 1 is on table saw ripping operations. So everything will be just rip, no crosscuts at all. And there's 8 assignments in there that all involve only doing ripping operations. Then lesson 2 is just cross-cutting. And those are 12 assignments you'll see there. Then we could do horizontal boring, 3 assignments there. Horizontal routing, 3 assignments. Descending, 4 assignments. Lathe turning, there's 7 lathe turning assignments. Now, you'll say, why is there so many lathe turning assignments? That's because, remember, this course is designed for someone who's never done woodworking before. And so I start out with how to set it up. Each assignment involves doing a specific step in the operation. So we do assignment for just rough cutting, and then assignment for rounding to size. Then you can see there what the different ones are. So that's why those are like that. Now, some of you have been doing this course. I'm not doing this course, but using your machines for decades. And you'll say, will this course be of any benefit to me? And that is a great question. And so to kind of answer that, I'll just tell you a little bit about the field testers that I'm going to take this off so you can see my face again. And we'll make this screen a little smaller here. Well, not behaving. Oh, that's all right. So anyway, the field testers, we have 6 field testers for this course, and they range in age from, the mid-30s all the way up into 70s. And we had men and women. So, for example, Hank, and I'm not giving any last names on any of these people just for privacy, but Hank, he's got the same number of years of experience as me, over 40 years, and he took, and he was one of the field testers, and he enjoyed the course, and there was some things that he learned that he did not know before, and he was a great asset. And then we have, let's see if I remember, Jeff. Had his machine for maybe 3 or 4 years, hadn't had that many years. We had Jennifer. She was a brand new owner of a Mark 7, had never done woodworking in her life, and had never had worked with woodworking machines before. So, and she loved the course. And her husband, who was an attorney, he did it together with her, and they loved taking the course. Now Matthew, he had his machine for several years, but he had never in all his years used it for table saw operations. And the reason he had not done that is because he was scared to death, because when he was in high school, he had an accident on a table saw and had an injury that happened from that. So from that time on, for the rest of his life, he would not go near a table saw. And so he got brave. He says, I'm going to try this out. And so he went through and did the assignments for the table saw. I went through all of the assignments. And when he was done with the table saw, he says, I wish somebody had taught me how to use this safely and correctly. He was able to get through all of those assignments and lost his fear of using a table saw. And so each of the field testers, as I said, had various levels of experience, and they all enjoyed the experience. I'm trying to now Lewis. Lewis is an interesting guy. He's in his 70s. I think he's in his 70s. he's an over-the-road truck driver, and he's got most of the Shopsmith equipment and has been using it for years, and about the same number of years as I have. And he expressed a number of things that he learned and knew that he didn't know about how to do. So for those of you who say you have years of experience, I promise you will enjoy taking this course. All right. So let's see. At this point, I haven't had anybody ask me any questions or anything that you want me to do. I'm not gonna, keep this just open to have it open. So I see Scott Markwood. I appreciate being on here and your comments, and I see Fritz here. So if there's something you want me to do going forward on live sessions, tell me what they are, because that's what I'm going to do in the live sessions, because they're going to be driven by you, the subscribers to this channel. So my plan is to do one of these at least once a month, hopefully every 2 weeks, to do a live session like this. Now, I also have a Facebook page that goes along with this, and I do something a little different on the Facebook page. On the Facebook page, once a month, I do a Zoom meeting where people can see each other face to face and interact with each other. So if some of you are interested in that, go to my Facebook page and you'll see where I do those. So I think we're going to kind of wrap this up here, and I hope this was a benefit to you, and I learned something from it, and I'll probably learn something doing the next one. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, and thanks a lot for watching. Let's see. Scott says here, I think it might be interesting to see how different materials might behave as each lesson is completed. And how I'm not sure what you mean, Scott, by different materials, unless you're talking about, were you talking about hardwood or plywood or plastics and acrylics? Is that what you're talking about? If so, that's a good idea. I could cover that going forward. Let's see, because what I've done on my machine, I've done MDF. Let me write this down as I say this so I can remember it later. I've got MDF. I've done plywood. I've done, of course, hardwood. I've done softwood. I've done plastic, and I'll tell you, I just don't do much work on metal. And of course, you wouldn't do that on the table saw. I guess I think Shopsmith does sell an aluminum cutting blade, so if you want to do that type of stuff. But I just don't do metal work, so that's not material. But I think that's a good idea. I could do that going forward. So the blades I have right now that I use on my table saw are, I have the combination, the rip, and the crosscut. They're all the carbide tip, the ones that the Shopsmith puts out. So that's what I use on my machine now. So I'm going to turn off sharing here, so you can just see me now. And I'm going to just check through my things and see if there's anything here I want to cover that I did not. Let's see. Okay, I think there is one other thing I want to talk about, and that is some people want to know, Steve, how did you develop? What gave you the ideas on how to develop this course and this channel? And basically, it was I went and looked at every video that I could find that was out there on a Shopsmith machine, regardless of whether they had a channel or not. So if there's one out there that I haven't seen, I would be surprised. So I've watched every one of those. Second thing was I went through, read every manual that Shopsmith has ever put out on their machines, for the Mark V, for the 510, for the 520, the Mark 7, the Mark 4, the Mark 520S. I didn't do the 10ER because that's kind of a different system. but I read every one of those manuals, and I've gone through uh, uh, the comments also on the videos for uh, for my growth rings, for let's see, just a minute here. I've got a brain lapse here for a second here. Mike Young's, and there's another one I can't remember. Scott, can you tell me here what it is? Um, he's got a channel. He was one of the on the road. Yeah, Doug Reed. Doug Reed is the other one. Thanks, Scott. So I've looked at all their videos, and I've also looked at Jim McCann's, all of his videos, every one that Shopsmith has put out. So and I've read the comments on every one. And so with that and the original self-study course, I went through, and that's where I got all how to designing the course. And I took the best of everything that I could find and eliminated the worst. And that's what's in the course itself. And so that's kind of the purpose of this channel, is to have the best of the best on it. So in the playlist, you will find I will have some links, some videos in the playlist from some of those other people that I just mentioned. When they're on, I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. So I'm not going to redo things that other people have already done. That's one thing you'll notice on my videos. There are things that other people are not doing. And so my most recent one, if you haven't seen it, was an easier way to align your tables. And I think if you haven't seen that, I think you'll like that. So I think at this point, thanks for the comments and participation, and we'll see you next time. I'm going to sign off.